Hello, everybody. Welcome back to CWC 2023 round of 16. We're going to be seeing a match between Spain and Vietnam. I'm Snow Leopard, and I'm here with Luminite. Luminite, how you doing?
I'm good. It's always nice to be back in the booth for this mode, so I'm always happy to be here. And I think this is a rather interesting matchup that we're gonna see today, so it makes it all the better to be here for that.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the closer ones. I would say Vietnam may be the favorite here, but could easily go either way. We got Spain with Captain Patatita and Vietnam with Captain Shu. And I think we're getting the lobby ready.
Alright, while we're getting the lobby ready, let's recall the seedings of these two teams. At this point, it's a little bit different. The seedings do kind of give a path forward for the entire tournament, though. Let's see here if I can find the seedings because I'm uncultured. Ah, here we are. Spain at 27, Vietnam at, let's see here, 22. So yeah, by qualifiers as well. So these are definitely a close matchup. But that being said, you know, after the round of 32 seedings, in the qualifiers they become less and less important, and what matters more is their performance in the week prior against all sorts of different teams who are specialized in all sorts of different abilities. So we have an indication of how close these two teams are, but exactly how close it'll be is what we're going to be able to find out.
Yeah, we're going to be getting started with that in just a minute here. It looks like Vietnam has won the roll 84-52, so they get to choose if they want that first pick, second ban, or second pick, first ban.
You know, it's always interesting how, what and how these teams and even players on smaller tournaments when it's like a 1v1, how and why they choose if they want to pick first and ban second. It's actually something I've been seeing more often is a lot of times people choose to pick second because they don't have to, they get a read on the opponent's, like, or try to get a read on what the opponent is going to do in the match. I don't know, the few times I played in a tournament, I was always a pick first kind of guy, because if it does end up going back and forth, even if it ends at tiebreaker, I'm just waiting for the enemy team to slip up, and as soon as I get that slip up, we're good. Smooth sailing if I don't give that break point to them back.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I find a lot of times if a team is a lot stronger than the other, or at least feels they are, they go for that second pick, but otherwise first pick is kind of the way to go. But we have some bans coming in, and it's going to be HD2 and Mixed Mod 1 getting banned out. So now up to Vietnam to make that first pick. They did choose to go first pick, and it looks like it's going to be No Mod 2.
Belly's final remix, Kimitakari. I like that name. That's actually kind of fun to say, Kimitakari.
Yeah, for those unaware, that is Nelly from
I know
Team
Nelly
Russia. He's not playing this year, but played many years for Team Russia. Yeah, he renamed Kimitakari, I want to say about a year or so ago.
That's actually one of the, you know, every time people rename, it's always like, whew, it's like the pressure of, is this a good rename? That's a good one. That's a good one. People will always call you by the name that you've had the longest, so people will still refer to him as Nelly. But that's a pretty good rename.
Yeah, pretty solid one for sure. I try to say Kimitakari when I can. I think he prefers going by that now, but yeah, it's hard to break old habits. He's still Nelly in my head.
Yeah, you know, of course you can always buy a name change in the Osu store. But you know what else you can buy in the Osu store? CWC banners for 2023. I'm getting good at these transitions, ladies and gentlemen. We have these fancy banners for $2.50 a piece for all 32 teams that qualified in this year's Casual Cup. No teams have been actually. Yeah, it is Saturday, so no teams have been eliminated yet. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think there was a few matches earlier today. But 250 for all 32 teams, even if they're in their tournament or not. Show your support for the World Cup. These also go to supporting the players who win the World Cup. I have one for Team Mexico. I always buy mine from Mexico and TWC, so I highly recommend finding that 250 if it's in your couch. You know, sacrifice some fast food for a day. Promise it's worth it.
They do look pretty nice. I got myself the USA banner on my own profile, so yeah, give those a look. Back to the match, it looks like we're ready to start with Nomad 2. So this is going to be the kind of more technical Nomad map. 2 minutes 42 seconds long. Let's see if Vietnam can pull out that first point, or if we're already getting an early advantage to Spain.
According to the predictions, Vietnam favored to win. Vietnam using Shia, Stardust Prism, and Primakin, and then Spain pulling in Sprint, Alipay, and Amoade. I'm probably saying that way wrong, but it's fine.
All part of the experience.
Exactly, yep.
So first myth going to be coming from Unade. And actually Sprint as well missed at the same time. Didn't notice that at first. Primakin going to go down for Vietnam, evening that out a little bit, but still advantage for Vietnam.
Dia finding a drop now though. Imode, Primakin, yeah. Lots of smaller misses coming out of both sides here. Alipay for Spain, Sprint, and Stardust Prism, the only ones at the 200 cap now.
Yeah, unfortunately for Spain, Imade has just been missing enough that it keeps it over on Vietnam's side. But players getting back up to 200 combo now. Not that much of an advantage for Vietnam, but the map's already halfway over. Still time for either team to take it back, but
Stardust Prism and Alipay not bait. Primakin finding a miss, and another one. Emo is gonna trade one of them back, but still only one combo. The rest of the team holding both of their respective teams down for now.
yeah, Vietnam is making the openings. They're finding the misses, but unfortunately Spain has been trading all of them right back, so that score difference is just staying right where it is, about 55,000 for Vietnam right now. There we go. Primakin found a miss.
Yeah, and there goes Emo again.
Yeah,
yep.
He was holding through it for a little bit, but it goes down as well.
As long as none of the... And there it is. Oh, Sprint and Shia missing.
Again, another perfect trade.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was a pretty close overall matchup, though. Every single miss pretty much was traded back. Except for a few that Spain found, giving them that's almost about 86,000 points of a difference.
Beautiful team score from Spain there. I'll let you figure out why in the chat if you don't see it already. But yeah, so that's going to be a first pick or first point for Vietnam on their pick. And now Spain gets a chance for their first pick. So overall, still not a bad deal for Spain. They had a bit of a rough time with their third player, but you know, held their own. It wasn't a complete one-sided win for Vietnam. So it bodes well that they definitely have good chances of taking some points on this, possibly even winning. But still think Vietnam's looking a little bit stronger at this point.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Looking at the score difference and just the way that play went down in general, I would say that Spain definitely, depending on this opening pick, this definitely has the potential to be quite competitive, if for the majority, if not the entire match. They're going to go for Nomad 4, though. Staying in the Nomads for now, no one dipping their feet into the mods just yet.
Yeah, we're gonna go Nomad 4, so we're going into the one and only convert in this pool. Can't remember Spain's normal play style, but wouldn't be surprised if based off this pick that they were more of a convert team. So they may be having a bit of a rougher time this year with the removal of most of the converts from the map pools. Definitely a lot of other teams in that boat where they really excelled on those convert maps.
Yeah. Looks like Prima might be coming out for Vietnam. Looks like the 3 on Spain, though. Looks like to me they're continuing with their core roster.
Mother Nature coming in for Vietnam.
I would be afraid of Mother Nature just by the name.
Yeah.
That's not something, you're not supposed to fight Mother Nature, so yikes.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be the final roster lineup, so just the one swap out. Everything else staying the same.
Here we go, got the start command, about to start up now. The convert pick, only 2 minutes and 23 seconds long. Not too much shorter than our last pick, but every second counts, and for every second that the map is shorter, each miss is also more punishing. So that's always an interesting dynamic.
And here we go on the convert pick, Nomad 4. Spain hoping to secure their first point. Vietnam hoping to get that first break point and get a lead. Very nice, chill intro.
Ooh, these sliders are ugly. Amo and Stardust both falling prey to them already. Those are rough.
Got a little funk going on already. Mother Nature now falling as well.
Stardust finding a second right behind him.
Yeah, Shio, Sprint, and Alepe, only one's holding that full combo still right now. But Vietnam looking, or not Vietnam, sorry, Spain looking pretty strong on this one. The convert pick was the right way to go. Already halfway through.
Stardust is about to find their footing again, hit that 200. Mother Nature has really been struggling here, though. Emo gonna give them a little bit of leeway now, finding his own miss.
Yeah, this seems like a bit of a classic situation that a lot of teams find themselves in, is where they have the 2 main players that are like pretty solid for most of their picks, but then they struggle to find that 3rd player. Sometimes that's in general, sometimes that's just for specific modes or mods, but definitely seeing that a bit here with Vietnam and Spain.
Dia dropping now on Vietnam.
Yeah, that's all full combos down for Vietnam. Sprint and Alepe still holding their FCs.
Stardust has risen from the ashes, reaching 500 combo now. Now becoming the anchor for the Vietnamese team, but there's not enough time left. Spain definitely has this one in the bag, and a really good counter pick, and definitely getting them on the board already, 1-1.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate to see just how well Spain's doing here, and thinking how much further they could go if there was more converts in the pool still. Because, yeah, really nice win there, just shy of 300,000 score advantage for Spain on their pick. An SS from Sprint.
For a map with jumps and sliders as funky as that. That's actually awesome. Jesus, especially one of those last sliders I saw. Looked like all the droplets were just like not obeying the laws of physics. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Alepe getting the full combo as well, just missing a few droplets there. Looks like 3 droplets missed. So really great performance from Spain. But unfortunately, that is the one and only convert, so they're going to have to figure out something else for the rest of them. And Vietnam's taking us to Mixed Mod 2.
Okay, so let's see, which team banned Mixed Mod? Was that Vietnam that banned it?
I think so, actually. It's interesting to see them picking it now.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. Then again, you know, when it comes to, especially, just like we saw last week with all the mod pools that were only 2 picks, whenever there's only a 2-pick pool for any mod or idea, the 2 maps that are usually in the pool are very different. So there could be, it's probably the case for Vietnam, is like, okay, this is something that we're more comfortable with, whereas doing it on Mixed Mod 1 is probably just like, this is kind of not going to do us anything. Or they're more afraid of how Spain can outperform them on that.
Yeah, I imagine the AR 8.3 on this one is probably part of that decision there. So this is going to be a low AR hidden for that hidden player. We see Patatita coming in, captain for Spain. As well as Shu coming in.
If the shoe fits, in this case he does fit on me. I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Looks like Shu gonna be taking a hard rock, I imagine. Patatita. Well, I don't know. Yeah, probably Patatita hard rock. I'll see what the other players are doing.
Yeah, I would definitely think that Pata goes up.
Oh no, no mod.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Stardust and Alepe gonna be taking the brunt of that low AR hidden. Cube and Sprint hard rock, and then Patatita Shia on no mod.
So no mod advantages in play here. Oh, that's right. That's not a thing I think in CWC anymore, is it? Right?
Yeah, there is no score advantage for hard rock players. Multiplier is 1 for everyone.
Yeah, that's the one I forgot. I knew hidden, but I forgot hard rock is now included in that.
Yeah, score V2 got changed a couple months ago to try and even things out a bit. Mixed mod.
Alright, the first drop coming from Alepe. Shia trading it back though for now. Ooh.
Yeah, all of Spain struggling a little bit now. Shu gonna fall, just Stardust Prism with the full combo, an SS even at that, and low AR 8.3 hidden. Very impressive from Stardust.
Yeah, those denser sections look pretty brutal. Oh wow. Triple miss from Sprint, Pata, Shu, Alepe following back. Shia and Prism though holding just fine, not faltering.
Yeah, seeing how Stardust is playing, I totally understand the ban of Mixed Mod 1, but pick a Mixed Mod 2 now. Stardust is killing it on that low AR hidden, which is just so hard for so many teams to have someone that can fill. Spain continuing to struggle a little bit on this one. Shia gonna find a miss as well.
Man, those just look brutal.
Yeah, Stardust MVP right now. Holding on, no, I cursed it. No, so close. That was a beautiful SS right until the very end. But yeah, a very solid win for Vietnam, similar to the solid win for Spain the last point. So we're getting the back and forth, possibly tiebreaker hype. I could call it a little early, but I can see it as long as these teams continue to have maps and don't run out of picks that are good for them.
Exactly. I was gonna say I definitely would love to. No one loves tiebreakers more than casters, but I think this next pick is gonna be important to see what Spain can do going forward, given that convert pick was extremely strong. And to answer the question, they're gonna go for a double time 3.
Oh yeah, Spain. I forgot Spain banned him too, or yeah, she too. So it all makes sense now. Yeah, we're gonna have DT3 Journey, and like you said, yeah, I think this is gonna be a very interesting point. If Spain can win this with pretty good margin, then I think that bodes well. But if not, then it may just be, they had the one convert pick up their sleeve.
That's always like the most interesting thing about any team's first pick, whether they pick it first or second, is are they picking from what they're most comfortable with, or are they actually going to save those comfortable picks as like, okay, this is our last resort, we have to get this. It just depends on the order in which they want to take. Do they want to take on the challenge first and be competitive, or do they want to start off with a more comfortable lead? It all just depends on so many different things.
Yeah, a lot of different strategy that can go into your pick order and your ban order when there's more than one ban. Only one this week though.
Extremely short map, 1 minute and 40 seconds with the double time added. Stardust opting to add hidden.
Oh, Petitita gonna be the first one to find a drop. Although, actually no, it was Shia. My bad.
Yeah, Shia did find a drop.
But Emo now as well.
Too, yeah.
Overall, pretty good. Jesus Christ, this looks crazy. This
Pata finding a miss. All players are doing pretty well. Emo finding a miss now too. Vietnam is not faltering. Prism finally dropping.
Yeah, things speeding up a bit, getting a little bit harder, and yeah, this is not looking super great for Spain on their second pick.
Yeah, Pata and Emo really starting to struggle now. A double miss from Stardust and Shu though. Shia, the anchor for Vietnam. Sprint, the anchor for Spain. Shia and Sprint now dropping. Pata at 200. Shu at 200. Oh my goodness. What is happening?
Big speed up at the ending here and just catching everyone off. Vietnam gonna stay on top through it all. Unfortunately, Spain just struggling a little bit in the earlier sections that were a bit slower. Slow enough that Vietnam was able to get some points. So first break point of the match, 1-3, and back to Vietnam's pick.
I just have one question. What was that at the end? What? Listening to the song is like listening to the song at that tempo, and then seeing just like all the fruits and the rapid movement. I felt like I was having some kind of like I felt like my life was going 50% faster in that moment. Man, that was a rough pick.
Yeah. Wasn't going super well in the beginning for Spain, but rough for everybody at the end. But Vietnam now in the driver's seat, they have the opportunity to start closing things out. They're already halfway to the win, and we're gonna see a hard rock now. So only hidden left that we haven't seen picked as a mod. So we're gonna go with Tokyo Takedown.
Shia wants to go to sleep, it looks like.
Well, I can't sleep just yet. He's got at least 3 more points he's got to help his team out with. It's halfway to the nap time. Maybe not. Maybe it's nap time now. Shia gonna be swapping out for Pimakeen.
Got some FA sponsorship here, Boom Kitty. What sounds like a really cool song.
I think is Boom Kitty a more recent FA edition, I want to say.
I would say recent-ish. Actually, no, I think... it depends on your definition of recent. I think they became FA shortly after Tackle World Cup in 2022, so...
Okay, yeah, I'd call that recent, at least for my, my old mind. Time flies now. I'm an old man.
Here we go. This would be for the 3-point lead for 4-1. Starting to really ramp up the pressure on Spain now.
Yeah, Spain could really use the breakpoint back here. That was getting back on track. Vietnam did get the first pick, so they only need that one breakpoint to bring it back to kind of tied up. Music drop's gonna be dropping early in the music here. About 10 combo in.
Prima dropping too, so as well as Shu.
Yeah, early lead for Spain. That's what we want to see here for them.
Stardust
Really use
music
this
trading.
breakpoint.
Prima finding a miss. Stardust with another one.
Oh, that's a team
Music and
miss.
Pata, yup.
for Spain.
Here's Vietnam's opportunity to bring it right back. Prima falling though. It's gonna slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, it did flip right over to Vietnam, but now growing just a little slow. But continued drops from music drops, and now Patita as well.
And Prima and Stardust with a double miss there at the end of the section before the spinner. Shu and Sprint sort of the anchors for their team for now. Sprint hasn't got up to 200. Getting there now. Music drop and Pata now dropping. Prima and
Now
Shu
down as
falling.
well. And a bit of a back and forth, but favoring Vietnam quite a bit so far in that earlier moment.
Yeah, Stardust working his way back up to 200.
They got a quarter of the map left to go. Vietnam looking pretty good. If Spain wants to steal this point, they're going to need to hold and hope for some misses in Vietnam. It's not looking like at this point, though, unfortunately. Pimakeen finding some drops, but Sprint music drops still struggling.
Yeah, this definitely seems to be a really technical pick. All 6 players struggling with it a good bit. But it does favor Vietnam by about 223,000 points. Wow, I mean,
Yeah, Shu MVP there.
Yeah, there's something so satisfying about just watching it and just feeling my head go back and forth with the catcher while I'm doing these. Just like there's something so satisfying about it. That was awesome.
Yeah, we could see how much everyone struggled, though. Shu, the only one above 900,000, and not by that much, 926k. And got a lot of 800 to 600 and 500. So a rough pick all around, but it was enough for Vietnam to secure the point. They're now just one away from a match point. Spain gonna get their pick again. They really need this. If they lose a break point here, that's really bad news for them.
Yeah, they'll put Vietnam. They'll be able to pick their match point. They'll be able to pick the thing that they need to win at match point. Rather, let me phrase it like that. But Oh man, where is Spain gonna go? Where are they going to go?
Or maybe something like Nomad 3? Possibly. We could try double time again. It didn't go that badly for them, but Vietnam did already take the win there. Imagine probably it's gonna be Nomad 3 or one of the double times, but let's see. Nomad 1. I'm gonna go for the consistency map.
You know, going for a consistency map is always comfortable yet risky. There's a certain comfort in picking the consistency map in any pool, in any mode, or mod rather. But it's kind of always also very high pressure because the first one to miss tends to be kind of at a disadvantage because that whole time now you're thinking, especially if you don't have the scores to play your display, you're thinking, oh crap, I gotta make it up, and then having that pressure, it just builds on top of itself over and over again, especially when the map is 4.5 minutes long.
Yeah, really long map and plenty of pressure to build for Spain with them being as far behind as they are right now. Like I mentioned earlier, this map is going to be kind of do or die for them. They really need this point, or they put Vietnam in a really good position to take the win.
Oh, we got
I think maybe not everyone quite situated. Get it sorted out though and get right into it. Yes, one left. Might have been a disconnect. We haven't seen anything from Sprint yet. They might have DC'd.
We got the 5, got the start, looks like we're good now.
Okay, yeah. And I kicked out of the lobby somehow. But we're gonna be hopping into it now. Got it all sorted out. The Sprint is ready to go.
I hope all players are ready to play this 4.5 minute map. We will be here for a while, folks.
Yeah, despite being 4 minutes long, this is no sleepover map. We can already see some interesting patterns coming in. It's not going to be anything too crazy. This is just more of a consistency map, but it's not. That doesn't mean that it's an easy snooze map. Just that it's going to be a nice kind of moderate difficulty and 4.5 minutes long, kind of like a mini tiebreaker. Lepe gonna be the first one to drop.
This is when we can get that sense of panic of, oh crap, I have to close the gap now. I can't reset my combo again. Granted, there's still lots of time left. We've barely gotten 45 seconds of the map, if that even.
Yeah, as long as Vietnam doesn't get a 3-way FC, it's not really going to be that big of a deal. There's so much combo that a single miss, you don't really lose that score. But Vietnam is 1 miss ahead right now. Alepe back up to that 200 combo. was a little weird when I saw Nomad 1 instead of Nomad 3. Don't know if consistency was the right move here for Spain, but Vietnam taking the point with 2 FCs. Very nice from Stardust, Prism, and Shia.
Yeah,
It wasn't a bad performance from Spain, honestly. Vietnam played consistently.
Yeah, it was actually quite. I mean, across the board, all 6 players played amazingly, but Prism and Shia really held it down, held the fort down for Vietnam, and that really carried them off. If one of them had missed, we would have seen a lot closer score, especially since actually all 3 Spanish players have recovered quite nicely towards the end.
Yeah, basically what happened was my main concern when I saw Nomad 1 is just like, they're all going to do well, but Vietnam, I think, is the stronger team on paper and more likely to be a little bit more consistent when you give them what's essentially like a light tiebreaker.
Yeah, Pata dropping an explanation in the Twitch chat. We picked Nomad 1 because it was most probable that we could FC. The plan was to just FC and raise someone in Vietnam dropped. That's definitely a totally rational reason for picking a map like that. I mean, like Snow and I just said, the Spanish team played fantastic on that map as well. It was just the Vietnam did have a bit of an edge in the consistency area, so. And overall, it was not a wash. I mean, the final score was not too different. I think it was barely over or barely under 100,000.
Just under 98,000. Yeah.
So it's definitely not that bad.
Vietnam gonna be going for Hard Rock 1 to try and close things out now. Lido Parade. Another long map. They're feeling the long maps. Got 3.5 minutes.
Prima, Stardust, Shia looks like they're gonna be sticking around. Pata coming in. Got maybe a sub on Vietnam's side. Yep, Prima stepping out for Shu.
Alright, looks like we're going to be hopping into it in just a moment here. So, let's see, can Vietnam close it out, or can Spain clutch out a little bit longer? This is a loser's bracket match, so unfortunately for Spain, their back is really against the wall. They are 1 point away from elimination from the tournament.
Here we go, do or die here for Spain. This is when the nerves reach its highest point, when your back is up against the wall like this.
Yeah, that may be part of why Vietnam went for a 3.5 minute long map. They're hoping the nerves will work in their favor there. Tita going to be finding a really early miss. Not going to matter too much, but small advantage to Vietnam. Tita not quite hitting that hyper. Missed a couple fruits there.
Ooh, a double miss. Out of Alepe missing at the same point. Prism miss as well. But only one miss from Vietnam. Alepe finding this again.
Things are going as according to plan for Vietnam so far. Just Stardust losing that FC. Well, Patatita definitely struggling quite a bit. Alepe on a few misses, but not struggling quite as hard as Patatita. All the way below 95% act now.
Shoe dropping now.
Only 2 FCs left. One for Spain, one for Vietnam. But fortunately, those other 2 players, they're not quite as even.
Alepe and Fat missing at the same time again.
Shia dropping now, though.
Yeah, Sprint, the only FC, but it's not going to be enough unless his teammates can back him up here, and they're just struggling a bit on this one. Down 2. Really nice run from Sprint, but yeah, no FCs left. You get a double miss from Vietnam there, though. Patatita and Alepe just don't have the combo to capitalize on it, unfortunately.
He is going to drop again. Shia dropping again. Alepe trading it back, though.
Sprint gonna trade. That was one thing that Spain had going. Sprint was back up the combo, but gonna be down as well again.
As the song nears its end, so too will the run of the Spanish team this year. And a hard-fought match here on Hard Rock. 1? Was it 1 or 2?
Now you're making me
No, it was 1. It was 1. It was 1. It had to
yeah.
be 1. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, hard-fought, and overall, I mean, just this was a lot of these picks were tough for both of the teams, and only 2 of them. And I think that was Spain's second pick and Vietnam's second pick were really runaways on one-sided. Everything else was actually pretty competitive. Lots of trading, lots of mistrading, lots of just competition, regardless of the result. I don't think the result 6-1 does justice to how close and how competitive these 2 teams actually were this round.
Yeah, definitely a really nice performance from Spain. It's sad to see them go. Unfortunately, they will be eliminated from the tournament. So there we have on the screen. Congratulations to Vietnam for continuing on in the losers bracket. And let's see what they play next. Loser of match 25, which is that is tough. United States or Finland.
Oh no!
Who Vietnam has to go up against next, so they have a huge matchup ahead of them next week. They'll want to be preparing for that, but at least for now, they are the victors. So again, congratulations to Vietnam for taking that win. And I think that is going to be it for the stream for a bit. I don't know if we're going to keep it live or have a short pause, but we do have plenty of matches coming up. Next one at 16:30 is actually going to be the show match. So you may be asking, what about, my favorite country? I don't see them playing. Some countries didn't have enough players to form a team, but fear not, they're going to be playing at 16:30 today. Going to have a very special show match between players from countries that didn't have enough players to build a full roster.
That's going to be really exciting. So it's so funny to see those kinds of players, especially a lot of them too, in all modes, who have reputations in these countries that we never get to see them play because their countries are so small or they just don't have that following that these other countries have. So I'm actually quite excited to see that. I think that's going to be really interesting.
Okay, we got some pretty crazy countries coming up for that. Let me see if I can scroll up and find it. And I know for sure we got Iceland, we had a couple other interesting ones as well. Israel. But either way, that's going to be the end of the stream for now then. But we will be back in about 40 minutes. And yeah, so definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you guys all for watching. It's been a pleasure casting for you. And we'll see you in about 42 minutes for this show match.